Change is the lifeblood of progress, the catalyst for innovation, and the gateway to opportunity. And yet, it is often met with trepidation and resistance. Now, I've witnessed firsthand the transformative power of change, as well as the deep challenges that it presents. And in this video, we will explore the critical importance of change, the resistance that coaches and leaders must learn to navigate, and the triumph that awaits beyond the barriers of inertia. I want you to imagine that you're standing at the edge of a vast chasm. And on one side is the comfort. It's the comfort of the known, the routines and habits that have served you thus far. On the other side is the potential of what could be. It's a landscape of growth, learning, and untapped potential. Now, the bridge between these two worlds is, as you can imagine, change. And as daunting as the crossing may seem, it is necessary for those who aspire to lead and to thrive in an ever-evolving world. So we must not shy away from this. Rather, we must learn to be effective navigators. Now, the case for change is compelling. In a business environment that's characterized by rapid technological advancements, by globalization, and by constantly shifting market dynamics, organizations and individuals that remain static, they risk obsolescence. Now, change it's not an option. Frankly, it's an imperative for survival, let alone success. It was George Bernard Shaw famously who said, "Progress is impossible without change. And those who cannot change their minds, well, they can't change anything." However, the journey of change is fraught with obstacles, and that's quite a challenge. Resistance manifests itself in many forms. It could be fear of the unknown. It could be attachment to what is or what the status quo is at that particular moment. Or it could be simply, I'm comfortable with familiarity. Now, as coaches, we encounter these barriers, not just with ourselves, but with organizations and with our clients. Our role is to guide that navigation, to challenge at every point, and to support our clients as they confront and overcome this resistance. We must help them see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth and for development. Now, the challenge for coaches is to create an environment where change is not only accepted, but it's embraced. And this requires a deep understanding of human behavior. You're going to need, for example, a compassionate approach to leadership. You'll need an ongoing commitment to having a growth mindset and cultivating that in others. We have to encourage self-awareness, foster resilience, and cultivate the courage to take the necessary risks to be successful in change. And in doing so, we both empower our clients to break free from the shackles of resistance, and we step confidently into the other side of that chasm, wherein lies the realm of possibility. Now, on the other side of overcoming this resistance is success, and that's personal and it's professional. Leaders who navigate change effectively become more agile, they become more creative and innovative, and overall, they're intellectually furnished with greater knowledge to lead their teams to new heights. At an organizational level, those that embrace change cultivate a culture of continuous improvement, where learning and adaptation are just naturally part of their organizational DNA. The success that follows is not just in financial metrics or market share, but it's in the fulfillment and the engagement of people who drive the organization forward. Now, don't hear me wrong. Success will come in both those fields, but we tend to only look for it in the former, and I'd encourage you to look for it very much so in the latter. Now, in this exploration of change, what you and I are doing here today, we're going to dive in to the strategies and tools that coaches and leaders can employ to overcome resistance. In doing so, we will examine the psychology of change, the importance of clear communication in leading change, and the power of leading by example. Together, we will discover how to turn the challenge of change into a ladder for climbing to new peaks of achievement and satisfaction. So with that, let's get into today's list of 11 tips to overcome resistance to change. The first tip is to acknowledge the resistance. Recognizing resistance is the first step to overcoming it. As a leader or as a coach, it's important to create an environment where people can openly express their feelings and concerns. When you notice the resistance, don't wait. Address it right away and address it directly. Ask questions to understand the concerns behind the resistance. Do your best to validate these feelings without judgment and reassure your team that their input is valuable. This approach not only acknowledges the resistance, but also begins to build the trust necessary to create the change. Secondly, I recommend to build your understanding of the underlying causes of the resistance. To effectively overcome resistance, we need to dig into its root causes. Engage in one-on-one conversations to uncover the fears or the past experiences, whatever perceptions that are driving the resistance. This understanding can inform your strategy for managing change and help you to tailor your approach to the needs and concerns of your team's members. By addressing the underlying causes, you can mitigate fears and build a stronger case for change. The third tip is to recognize the importance of effective communication. Clear and transparent communication is essential when managing resistance to change. Articulate the reasons for the change, as well as the benefits that it's going to bring, ensuring that your message is consistent and that it aligns with the organization's values and goals. I'd recommend using multiple channels to communicate and repeat your message over and over again to the stakeholders to ensure that it is both understood and internalized. Encourage questions and provide timely responses to help alleviate uncertainty or friction, and use those conversations to build support for the change initiative. The fourth tip is to involve stakeholders in the process. Now, it's no surprise that people are more connected to that which they help to create. Involve stakeholders early in the change process by seeking their input and looking for ways to incorporate their ideas wherever possible. This inclusion not only improves the quality of the change initiative, but it also increases buy-in and reduces resistance. When stakeholders feel ownership over the change, they're more likely to advocate for it and to help others see its value. If you're not sure where to start, let us give you a repeatable process for involving stakeholders in a systematic way. Take the Foundations of Stakeholder-Centered Coaching training course, where you'll get the step-by-step methodology for aligning stakeholders with the goal and getting everyone rowing in the same direction. You can visit mgscc.net/free training program to sign up. The fifth tip is to generously provide support and resources to the resistant party. Change can be daunting. It can feel overwhelming. So it's important to provide the necessary support and resources to help individuals succeed. This could be training, it could be coaching, it could be access to information, such as the resource library on the Knowledge Bank. You can distribute any of this content from the site to anyone in your team anytime to make this an easy win for you. Just visit kb.mgscc.net. By equipping your team with the tools they need to navigate the change, you reduce anxiety and empower them to take positive steps forward. The sixth tip is to take the time to genuinely celebrate small wins. Recognizing and celebrating progress is a powerful motivator, even for the staunchest of opposition. Identify and highlight small achievements made along the way to keep morale high and demonstrate the benefits of change. Celebrations can be a simple acknowledgement in meetings or something more formal, like compensation rewards. The key is to make the progress visible and valued by all. The seventh tip on the list is to be patient and persistent. The reality is that change takes time, and sometimes it takes a lot of it. In the game of time, patience is a winning strategy. Maintain a steady pace and be persistent in your efforts. Wherever possible, reinforce the vision and the benefits of the change regularly, and be prepared to address resistance multiple times from multiple stakeholders. Consistency in your message and actions will gradually reduce resistance and build momentum for the change. The eighth tip is to lead by example by role modeling the desired change. And this rings true whether you're doing something as complex as organizational change initiatives or something as direct as a one-on-one coaching engagement. As a leader, your behavior sets the tone for the rest of the organization. Embrace the change fully and demonstrate the behaviors you expect from others. When you lead by example, you not only show your commitment to the change, but you inspire others to follow suit. The 9th tip is to create a safe environment for feedback. Encourage open dialogue by creating a safe space for feedback. Let your team know that their opinions are valued and that there will be no negative repercussions for expressing concerns. In fact, celebrate them. Reinforce the sentiment by getting into the most powerful feedback behavior I know, saying thank you. No matter what the feedback is, just say thank you. We know that feedback is a gift, and there's only one correct response to a gift. Thank you. That's all you have to do. And this openness can lead to constructive conversations that strengthen the change initiative and reduce resistance. The 10th tip is to focus on the benefits of change. Keep the focus on the positive outcomes of change. Help individuals and teams understand how the change will benefit them personally, as well as the organization in the long run. Where possible, link individual contributions to the initiative with short-term wins for the individual. When people see the value in change, they are more likely to overcome their initial resistance and support the initiative. The final tip for our list today is to seek external help if necessary. Sometimes an external perspective can be invaluable in overcoming resistance. If internal efforts are not enough, consider bringing in a coach or a consultant that specializes in change management. Their expertise can provide new strategies and insights to help navigate and reduce the resistance. We have coaches ready to serve. You can reach out to us directly at contact@mgscc.net, or you can hop on LinkedIn and search Stakeholder-Centered Coaching to find coaches from our community who can provide special insights into your particular situation. In wrapping up our exploration of the 11 tips to overcome resistance to change, it's clear that the path to embracing change is as much about mindset as it is about action. Change, while often daunting and overwhelming, is the crucible in which growth and innovation are forged. By acknowledging resistance, understanding the root causes, and communicating effectively, we lay the groundwork for a smooth transition. Involving stakeholders, providing support, and celebrating small wins are not just strategies. They are fundamental to fostering a culture that sees change as an opportunity rather than as a setback or an inconvenience. Be patient, be persistent, and lead by example. These are the hallmarks of leaders who are successful at navigating the waters of change. Create a safe space for feedback, and focusing on benefits helps to shift perspectives and dismantle barriers. And when necessary, seeking external help can provide additional expertise needed to move forward. As we apply these tips, we transform resistance into a powerful ally, paving the way for a future that is adaptable, resilient, and primed for success. Change is not the enemy. It is the invitation to journey of discovery and promise of a better tomorrow. Let us accept this invitation with courage and conviction, knowing that the rewards of overcoming resistance are always worth the effort. Overcoming resistance to change doesn't need to be difficult. Our coaches have been trained to spot resistance where it sleeps and to stop it before it infects the culture or sabotages the change initiative. This is one of many high-impact techniques taught in our award-winning coach training program. To learn more about our free training programs, visit mgscc.net/free training program, or visit mgscc.net/certification for our certification programs. So, what did you think of the list? Share your unique tips or experience using the tips in the comments section below.